About a year ago, I made a top 10 on my favourite Thomas episodes. So, I know some people might be wondering why I did a lot of them, but that's because I wanted to show how much I love the show. Oh, it'll always be one of my favourites, and if not my favourite. No matter whatever terrible reboot like All Engines Go wants to do, I'll be fine. And as long as I got the original show. But even though I know that not all shows have amazing episodes. In fact, there are 10 episodes in this series that are just us terrible and terrible. Well, now for this top 10, we'll be looking at the worst that Thomas and Friends had to offer. But these are the episodes that show how some shows are great, other shows can offer some bad episodes as well. I'm Charlie Lipinski, and these are the top 10 worst Thomas and Friends episodes. Number 10. Laid Back Shane. When I first heard the concept that Shane was going to get his own episode in season 23, I was really excited. All the episodes don't need to be around Thomas, you know. I was excited to go back to Australia to see what a fun-loving Shane had, and we ended up with probably the worst episode of the Brother era, of the Big World Big Adventures era. If you see my review on the first half of season 23, you'll know I don't like this episode. So, this is just more to what Shane is just an idiot throughout the whole episode. He isn't even listening to Aubrey's and Nathan's advice, which is really good advice you need to listen to. Because it would get you into trouble if you don't listen. And also, so one thing I hate about this episode is that it offers one of the worst fantasy sequences in the whole show. Seriously, it's really a terrible fantasy sequence. At first I thought it was funny, but later again I just thought it was just really, they could have done a bit more creativity with it. So yeah, this is what I can consider a pretty bad episode, and I don't think I'll lay back and watch this one for a while, if you know what I mean. Number 9. Apology Impossible. Okay, I forgot that this episode was even worse than Laid Back Shane. Alright, let's just get this one over it with. Saying that Apology Impossible is a bad episode will be congratulating it like saying it's good. But saying that it's an episode I don't know why I was made in the first place sounds a bit harsh, yes, but best way to sum up this episode. I just really hate this episode. This is one of the worst episodes you could ever think of for James. First, James is so out of character. We had an amazing episode not too many episodes ago in the same season with An Engine of Many Colours, which is easily one of my favourites for the rest of season 22. But instead, they make James like an absolute bully, even worse than his bullying into Percy in Tale of the Brave. seriously. But then there's the moral, which makes it even worse than laid back Shane, which is you shouldn't stand up to bullies. Yeah, not a very good message for kids. It's one of those messages that can actually cause more harm than help in the world. I don't care if this. I don't care at the moment. How bad Layback Shane is. I think Mattel needs to owe us an apology for an episode as impossible or to fix as this one. Number 8. Edward Strikes Out. Originally, I had this a bit high on the list. Because it's that, like, number 2. Because this is one of the worst episodes I could ever think. However, I put it low to number 8 because while it's a terrible episode by all means, I will admit that Rocky is a great new character that is introduced into the episode. I can't go on bashing it too much if it offers one of my favourite characters of the series. As for the episode itself, really, what did they do to you, Edward? They now make you look like an absolute bully for no reason. Ed was supposed to be the kindest ending, and instead, yeah, I know lots of Edward's fans were disappointed by this episode of how much it ruined Edward's character. And I can understandably see why. This is not just one of the bad episode. It can easily be considered as Edward's worst episode to date. Number 7. Wonky Whistle. Now, before you all go around in the comment section saying, why didn't I place this episode at number 1? Let me explain. This is an awful episode, yes. One of the worst, yes. But calling it the worst episode of the show, it's like calling the Emoji Movie an amazing movie. In fact, while this is a terrible episode, it's just a typical Sharon Miller era episode. So, Thomas does some silly thing, thinking he'll be fine with a wonky whistle. So it follows the 3 strikes formula. Thomas realizes his mistake in the end. He apologizes and fixes it. Yeah, I don't know why many people just call this the worst episode. So this has been done a lot during the Nitrogen era. Seriously, throughout seasons 13 and 16, I think this has been done a lot. And I mean a lot. So yeah, I don't get why this isn't what many people consider the worst episode. But it is still a pretty wonky episode. Okay, I could have worked better on the joke for that one. Anyways, back to the list. Number 6. Don't Be Silly Billy. Now before I talk about this, I just want to say that I don't really hate Billy as a character. Yes, he's annoying. Yes, he thinks he knows best. yes, when he says it calls Thomas a very bossy and it makes him a very silly character. But I will admit that Billy could have appeared in lots of worse episodes, and I mean lots of worse. And after seeing how bad this episode is, I think it's understandable why he wasn't able to come back in Splish Splash Bluff. This episode really easily ruined anyone and trying to like this character. It's not only is it one of the worst introduction episodes for or any single Thomas character ever. But it literally is an episode that I can say that this character needs better. Seriously, they could have done a much better episode. And I mean a much better episode for Billy's introduction. Not only is this one terrible episode, but I think the creators of the episode shouldn't have been so silly with this one. And there we go. That's a kind of improvement of the joke from last time, right? Okay, let's move on. Number 5. Party and the Bandstand. And now, of all the episodes you'd find on a top 10 worst episodes of all time list, you would not expect this one to be on there, would you? No, I didn't think so. But why do I think that Party and the Bandstand is a terrible episode? So, one word, overdone. And yeah, I bet you're wondering what I mean by overdone. Well, we see this type of episode again, and it's like being Percy. Only I'll admit that I actually really like being Percy. It's a really good episode. So probably one of my favourites of the Nightwing era. But back on topic. This is just a terrible episode. So that not many people can realise. I do like the idea of Percy's do as I say whistle. In fact, I'm gonna do an episode on Tales of Soda about his do as I say whistle, and it's literally gonna be called Percy's Do As I Say Whistle. But the problem is that while I will admit that I wasn't really the biggest fan on Percy's New Whistle, even that one manages to do a better episode with Percy's Whistle. And why didn't he use it in the first place so he couldn't be late? I mean, I know he didn't want Aunt Lady had to be upset, but if he's got a job to do, he must do it. Yeah, I know many people are surprised this one's on the list, but that's because I don't really know what they were thinking of making an episode as bad as it was on his face, or the bad Stad. Or should I say, a bad Stad? And come on, if that's not an improvement from the other jokes I made, I don't know what is. Number 4. Now, before I get into this episode, I just want to say that I did think that this, when I was younger, this was an alright episode. Not an amazing episode, but just an alright one. But watching it recently, I realised that Sort of Surprise Day is easily one of the worst episodes the show has to offer. But seriously, I see what made people hate this episode so much. If it weren't for the 3 episodes in front of it, this would easily be number 1. Okay, calm down, Charlie. You've still got a list to do. You've still got a job. Okay. Anyways, this is Thomas at his worst. Seriously, whistling while Cranky's lifting fireworks, that could literally kill somebody. Not alone, if not kill someone, definitely damage a train or and seriously, this is just what I consider what people do if they have no idea for an episode. Okay, I'm getting over angry about this one again. Keep calm. You've still got 3 episodes worse than this to get through, so just stay calm. Anyways, back onto the episode. I think a big surprise is that while I liked it when I was younger, I really hate it and don't like it now. No. And by the way, I wasn't trying to make that a joke. Anyways, number 3. Thomas and the Snowman Party on its own could have actually worked. It could have been a good episode. So, sure, it would still follow the 3 strikes formula, but it would have actually used it to its best. However, one thing I don't like about Thomas and the Snowman Party is that I have this question. Why do you think that stealing is okay and you won't get in trouble for it? Seriously, that's even worse than not standing up to bullies. Honest, yes, it's one of the worst morals I've ever heard. Seriously, if you steal something, you should really get into trouble. But like, if you're a thief, maybe get arrested. Just a kid that takes something from someone else a big punishment. But you won't get. But apparently, if you're an engine, it's okay to steal things. Yeah. I really think after this episode, Thomas's driver should have been arrested. And Thomas should have been stuck in the shed for a long time. I'm not going to try to get as angry as I did over Soda Surprise Day. But I will say that this episode could have been better if it had that message. That's why it's one of the worst episodes of the show. I was even going to try to put it high on the list, like at number 10 or something. But I realised how bad the message is that I have to put it this low. Number 2. I know people are surprised that there are a few classic series episodes on here. I don't really want to put too many on because, as technically, most of these are from the Nitrogen era. But the the hit model era. But and only 2 from the Brother era. So yeah. And this will be the last model episode on here. Yeah. And I'm actually surprised I'm putting this episode on here. Seriously. I really liked this episode when I was a kid. It was a really good episode. So, don't ask me why I now consider that the worst model episode. So, in my opinion, is Bold and Brave. Yeah, don't ask me why. But I watched it recently and really, this just ruins Thomas's character. He should know that Diesel's playing a trick on him. And so should Ben when he's waiting out the tunnel. I know, monsters don't exist, people. They only exist in our dreams. I know there's saying monsters under the bed, but come on. Ghosts maybe, but only we can't see them. So we can't prove that they're real or fake. But still, I don't know where to begin. I could just say, how bad we continue going on how bad this episode is, but I've still got to finish this list. And I'm not even going to go for the dishonorable mentions because I just want this over with. Anyways, the worst episode of the show, in my opinion, is, and this probably won't come as a surprise to anyone, and that this one would be on the list in one way, Up, Up and Away. Yes, many people who knew that this would be on the list. One way or another, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna get you one way or another. Sorry. I just do that all the time when I do a one way or another bit. Anyways, He's first look, Thomas, there's nothing wrong with telling your best friend Ed Percy that it's not the right way to go. It's okay to tell him when he's making a mistake. Sure, it might disappoint him, but I'm sure Percy would understand that what he's doing is wrong. Because he doesn't want to get in trouble. There's nothing really wrong with that, Thomas. Yeah. That's why I'll admit that this is definitely not one of my terrible acts. Another thing I don't really like about this episode, is that I could see that James and the Red Balloon did this episode 111 times better. Seriously, it would take a lot of improvement for this episode. So, I will admit that some of the balloon gags, I'll admit, I did chuckle a bit at them. They were pretty funny. But still, this is just one of those episodes where I understand many people hate it. And that's why I consider Up, Up and Away as the worst episode of the entire show. Okay. So, I've got that list done with. Hopefully something can get me away from watching these terrible episodes. Peter Rabbit 2 today. Don't be surprised if there has a review coming later. See you later, folks. Bye.